April 25th is in the 2026-2027 AFC Women's Champions League, and we are heading to Pathum Thani, Thailand, to see them in person. Let's see what mischief we can get into today. My name is Jong Jahong, and we are hot blasting through to DPRK Athletics. So welcome back to Inchon Airport, where I seem to be for many of these videos, but it's for good reason, because I'm always heading out to see more DPRK Athletics. And just a warning, if you just want to see the match, please use the timestamp, go ahead to the match, but if you want to see the adventure along the way, then stick right here, and I'll do my best to entertain you. But basically, I am so happy to be outside of the house. I am so happy because the past 3 or 4 weeks, I was on a family holiday for about a month, which was okay, it's nice to see family, but I had a lot of work to do. Got back home, and it was just paperwork after thesis. It was about getting the channel in order. It was so taxing, and but I did it all for the love of the game. I could have taken less time. I could have just relaxed and sat at home, but I really wanted to be there to see April 25th, the most legendary athletics team in the DPRK in Pathum Thani, and I'm so hyped to make it happen. And we're sitting here back at Inchon Airport. I'm so relaxed. We're here. We've got all these beautiful planes to look at, and it's it's an interesting time because they're almost completing the merger of Asiana Airways and Korean Airways. So you see all of the new Korean livery. They've almost completely eliminated the old school Korean livery, which is sad because the old school livery was a lot better, right? It was more colorful, it's a little bit more distinct. This just looks like bland, it's just the big blue bullets. But then you also see the Asiana airplanes here, which they used to all be at Terminal 1, but now they're all over here at Terminal 2. So an interesting local flavor. But anyway, we're heading out to Thailand today. I got my beautiful, amazing olchi gomtang, basically just hot, it's not bear soup, but it's, that beef stewy soup. I got my ritual soju, and without further ado, let's get started on the soju. To everybody who's followed me thus far, and all my subscribers, and everybody who's just watching right now, chukbe. Ooh, it's good. So I'm playing boards in about 40 minutes. Really, this group is really more of a chance to kind of connect and support the team more than anything else. I'm not expecting anything special from any of the opponents. The AFC Women's Champions League actually expanded this year to include a lot more teams from a lot more countries, which is a beautiful thing because in the past, these teams would have never gotten an opportunity to play internationally or test their skills against the best. So it's really nice, but really you think that they should kind of stage it a bit because I think that these matches are going to be so lopsided that it won't be that entertaining to watch, but they're easing it in. They're making it so that each year what the club itself has done is more important than the nation's ranking. Originally it was based on nation ranking, but now it's being more and more based on individual club ranking because these women's football clubs are getting more of an opportunity to play. On the other hand, Asia's so big that I think it's kind of weird to have a whole Asian tournament just because it's so hard to go all the way from the Middle East all the way to Japan or Indonesia, it's just, or Mongolia. It's just so vast that you feel like it should be kind of split into 2 or maybe even 3 areas, like East Asia, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East and Central Asia. But, that's just kind of how it is sometimes with these football federations. It's all about politics and money and all that type of thing. But yeah, anyway, that's all about I have to say for that. It was pretty easy getting here to the airport. Took the airport express as I always do, 50 minutes right to Inchon. I got in very smoothly. It's in the evening, so even though today is a holiday, today is in DPRK it's called Haebangnal. Here in the south it's called Gwangbokchol, but in English we just call it Liberation Day, right? And Liberation Day basically is really important in Korean history, although it's not super major holiday. Everybody gets the day off. Yesterday was Liberation Day. Sorry, it's the 16th, not the 15th. But I think the official rest day, I think, is the next Monday, so it's kind of a 3-day weekend. But it's so deep into the 3-day weekend that there's not that much traffic on the flight, so the flight isn't totally full. I should have an empty middle seat unless something happens. So, that's pretty cool. Everything just kind of timed up right for this, and it's kind of fitting that it's happening on Liberation Day because, you think about how it was so hard for DPRK football teams in the past past to represent themselves under the colonial Japanese era. I've done a lot of study on that, and how the opportunity to kind of represent themselves not only nationally but internationally was a big reason why the DPRK regime was so willingly accepted among the populace. I mean, I think it's one of many reasons, but it's something that we should, continue to think about on a day like this, or a day, like yesterday, I suppose. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy this. They actually got me the dumplings this time, and I said danpum. I said, like no dumplings, but they gave it to me, whatever. I'll take on the extra calories. Another thing, I have gained like 20 kilos since starting this channel. Not because I started this channel, but because of the stress of visas and the thesis and figuring out, my work situation and everything like that. So being able to go out and do this kind of on the scene reporting and travel so much, I think really helps my health overall. And even though I've been having a little bit of health problems, bit of high blood pressure, things like that, I think getting out here for this trip is really going to be good for me. And getting around, walking, not staying inside, and not overeating, things like that. So take care of your health, guys. Especially do athletics, and I want to do more athletics too. Anyway, that's all personal stuff. We're here. We're cool. We're about to head out and fly to Thailand. Can life get any better than this? I don't think so. We'll see you on the flip side. All right, just a quick update as I've arrived in Bangkok. Basically going to grab my bag, hopefully head to a taxi stand. I mean, I know the second I head through that barrier, there's going to be a bunch of touts kind of trying to scam me. But basically, we could not pre-reserve anything, so we're going to head out to a Grab and hopefully get out to the lodging as efficiently as possible. It's after midnight. There was a huge line of immigration. It was a complete nightmare. But you know what? That's what you gotta deal with sometimes. So, heading out. So I'm taking a pause here, not only to show you this really cool departures board behind me, but also to note that when I was walking through customs, there was a delegation of young Thai athletes, and it was funny because I heard this clinking, and I was like, "What's that clinking?" Like over there. And it turns out that they were all wearing like medals from some sort of competition that they had been in, and many of them had multiple medals. So like the medals were just clinging around to their neck as they walked, and I was like, "Well, yeah, that's funny." Anyway, here at this massive complex at 1 in the morning. I need to get going. This is a crazy airport. So welcome to the suburb of Pathum Thani. I got this lodging for maybe $40 a night. Is an incredible value for money. You've got these incredibly cute flower pillows. Oh, and I should close the door because I don't want to be wasting the electricity, but absolutely fantastic. You can get, there's 7-Elevens everywhere. You can basically get what you want. You got a whole, it's just like I got last time, basically. Except it's a bit closer to the stadium, which is nice because it's like a 10-minute car ride, but then it's like a 2-hour walk. And I'm like, who wants to walk 2 hours? But look at this. You're fully equipped, and you've got your own water tank here. I'm sure that's standard for Thai. You got a full service kitchen. Just absolutely insane what you can get for $40 a night. There's a secret room that I can't enter there. There's the downstairs toilet. And just like last time, it's got this whole second story. It's just like, wow. And in the second story, you've got 3 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So you got basically 2 bathrooms with showers, 1 bathroom with no shower, 3 bedrooms, 1 with a double bed. We've even got a little private balcony out here. This is incredible. And most importantly, we have air conditioner in the room, which was a huge oversight last time. But I wonder if we have air conditioners, I think, in almost every bedroom. Yeah, in every bedroom. It's fully equipped. This is incredible. Much better than last time. I think it's because it's further from the city center than I booked last time, so that's why it has so many rooms. So heading back downstairs, honestly, it's just an incredible lodging for what you can get. That's what you love about Thailand. It's cheap, it's luxurious. You see why there's so many tourists coming here. And when you go out to the outskirts of the city, it's a little bit different because there's just honestly a lot less of the hardcore tourism, a lot less of the, youthful kind of backpacker vibe that you get downtown, and kind of the sleazy vibe. It's a little bit more homely, and that's what I like about it. But what sucks is that it's absolutely not walkable. I mean, there's a 7-Eleven on the corner, which I can walk to, but beyond that, I mean, it's basically a gated community. It's hard to get out anywhere, so it's relaxing. It's a nice lodging, but really it's a car society, and I think that's kind of a negative for me personally. But yeah, I mean, it's been an exhausting day. I'm basically just gonna hit the hay, and we will see you tomorrow for the matches. So it's the next day. I woke up really late, and we're back here at BG Stadium. April 25th is already on the field. They're up 6-0 at halftime. I forgot who their opponent was. I just checked in. Basically, lots of traffic, and I really needed that sleep last night. And I wish we had just had the later game, but you know what? We're basically out here to show support, so if we're just show up in the second half, cheer on, and we should be good. So I'm filming this after the match, but I'll show you what was confusing about initially coming here is that last time, this is where they were selling the tickets. But now it's completely walled off for construction. I mean, it was really just right around this corner right here. But now the office is totally destroyed. So I ended up having to walk all the way down to the end over there where there's two ladies sitting there with the tickets, where they can sell them to you. The tickets are 1,000 baht for the match, and you get tickets to both games, so that's cool. So as you can see, we've got some halftime training. Impressive ball skills. Incredible ball skills. Running sprints, practicing accelerating. Gotta get all the practice in you can. Okay, wow, so I don't think I missed a lot terribly. Oh my gosh, 7-0 at halftime. Wow. So I guess the question right now is, are they going to run up the score, or are they just gonna kind of keep it pat? Because points can really matter in rankings and things like that. So they may just go gangbusters, or they may relax a bit. I'd say it's going to end like 10-0, something like that. They'll get like half the amount of goals just because the will and everything else won't be there. But looking forward to a second half. Well, so far they've had them totally pinned in the box. There's Woo! Okay, that was the saddest goal I've ever seen.
Goal for F2 to advance Sports Club by player number 4, John.
Did they even count that goal? Does that count as a goal? Are they going to tally it, or are they just going to forget it? Because everyone walked back, and the urgency wasn't there. They didn't even announce who made it. They just tallied it on. Oh my gosh. Oh no, oh no. When it's 10-0, I guess that really means something. Okay, I'm pretty sure that they're adding 3 minutes of additional time, but I'm pretty darn sure there was way more stoppage time than that. But I think sometimes you got to cut it off a little bit early, when it's check scoreboard 11-0. Yes. Well, they always talk about how the DPRK teams are relentless, but I think that here the human instinct is kind of kicked in, and they're being a little bit lackadaisical. But I mean, it's just because they're just outclassing their opponent so seriously, and now it's 12-0.
Go vote if you're doing fast Sports Club by player number 15.
And they're announcing a goal after the match now.
Congratulations to the winning team, F2 Sports Club.
Well, that's a wrap from here at Pathum Thani Stadium. I did get a chance to meet with the coach and a few players outside the stadium. They were just kind of walking around this open area over here as they were gathering supplies for the journey ahead, and they were very grateful. Even though I only showed up at halftime, I said, "Hey, I'm sorry I'm late," but you know, they were just like, "Hey, thanks for showing up." And I even saw the gentleman from the embassy again from all the way back a few months ago when I was at the Under 20 Asian Cup. So basically, it's really just about building those connections game by game, you know, brick by brick, as they say. So I would call this a success, even though I really wish I was there for the beginning, because, you know, it's more exciting to be there from the beginning. Anyway, we've got about half an hour before the next match, which is the College of Asian Scholars versus Samuse, I believe. The College of Asian Scholars is from right here in Thailand, whereas Samuse is from East Timor, which this will be the first time I've seen a person from East Timor in person knowingly. The worry that you have to have about matches like this is that you really think that maybe should stage this a little bit better, just because what I saw out there on the field today, 13-0 was the final score, and that's just a little bit too lopsided. Anyway, the next match I think will also be somewhat lopsided. The College of Asian Scholars, they pretty much dominate Thai football, and they kind of have a puncher's shot at beating a better team in Asia. I mean, you know, they're not really one of the best, but they're a quality side, whereas East Timor, I think, will really struggle simply because it's such a small nation. And you have to think that about Mongolia from the previous match that we just saw with DPRK as well, is that Mongolia is really big on a map, but it's really only like 2, 3, 4 million people in the entire country. So, and it's so rural and spread out, and, you know, a lot of them still live very traditional lifestyles. So I think that the top flight women's football league just simply is not developed. Anyway, I think that this will also be similarly lopsided, and I hope that in the future they'll kind of give more consideration to kind of maybe making a earlier stage where there's just some of the weaker sides so that the best of them can get to a higher stage. There's also some food, but I think that this is for only people who are related to the match. But no, I think anybody can come up there and buy some food, so I might get a drink for the second match. So they mainly had juice and water. I've really only got about 15 minutes to eat before the start of the next match, but I wasn't that hungry, but I thought, when am I ever going to get a chance to review Thai stadium food again? So we've got some pork here, as well as a chicken, and I was able to mix them and get them both in one bowl. It's a little bit sweet, but it's not too sweet. That is delicious. That is divine. Succulent chicken with a nice sweetness in the beginning, and then it kicks you in the butt at the end. Also try the pork. It's a lot more hearty, and it's just sweet. It's almost like a barbecue sauce sweet. Oh man, that's delicious. So they're not selling beer here, but honestly, I don't need it right now. This water is definitely helping a lot more. Yeah, about 15 minutes out, this is an excellent meal. I mean, it's not really great to eat during the match, but between the matches, it's a very excellent, hearty meal. So big ups to Thai stadium food, even though I think I'm the only person here eating it. It just started pouring cats and dogs out of nowhere. That's life in this region of the world. So I'm here at the seat, and basically you can see above me, all the Thai people are sitting away from the rain, because I think that's like kind of a cultural thing here, is that you don't want to get sick, you don't want to get wet. It's just kind of like a cleanliness thing. Whereas I'm sitting here at the front and there's basically nothing falling on me. The wetness I got was when I was walking from the food stand to here. There's not a ton, there's just maybe like a little bit of a sprinkle, but they're still like, yo, go sit up there where there's no sprinkle at all. But I want to be close to the action, right? I also really have to praise how good this facility is, because right now I'm sitting here in the dry, but I'm watching pouring rain going on in the stadium. So it's relaxing, eh? But anyway, we're about to kick off this match, but I don't think it's going to be very competitive. One thing you immediately notice is that there's just a huge size difference between the sides. I mean, the Thai players are so much taller, and it's really only looking like a matter of time before... Yep, there it goes. Where the Thai team scores, and we are 4 minutes and 30 seconds in. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it looks like there's a quick rain out. Both teams just retired. The time has stopped. It looks... I have no idea. This is some of the most bizarre stuff. Yep, it's official. Match is suspended due to weather. That is wild. Never seen anything like it at a football match. Well, looks like they're resuming. That was about 20-minute delay, I would say. Well, it looks like that was a quickened, aborted attempt to restart the match. I don't know what went on there, but basically they were out for like one play and then they just shut it down again. I'm really not sure what's going on, but we're here. Well, the rain has stopped, but it's looking like they will finally be heading back onto the field. It's been about a 40-minute delay at this point, 45-minute delay, but it's looking like we're finally going to get to see some football. So kind of a unique rule set that they're setting right now is that the subs are not allowed to train to get back into football shape, you know, a little bit of warming up. But the subs are not allowed on the field right now. It's only the players who were playing. It's kind of interesting. I assume that they'll give them maybe a couple minutes and restart. So it's looking like we've got about 17 minutes until the match resumes. 2012, and it's like, about 17 minutes away from that right now. So, all right, the bad news is the rain has resumed. The teams are still out on the field, but we don't know whether it is actually going to continue. Well, they started a couple of minutes early, but I'm glad that they're back on the pitch, although they wasted all of the time that they had under a clear sky, and now it's raining again, so I don't really know the whole point of that, but hey, it's something. Elation here, as we are about 23 minutes in and we've gotten our second goal. It's looking like this match won't be extremely competitive. And the second goal has gone through the net, and lackadaisicalness has set in. They're not really running back to the spots. It's basically just kind of a game of time at this point. And that's goal number 4. We're still in the first half. This is the scene after goal number 5. Jubilation, but also 5 goals in one half. And that's it for a first half. Only a 5-0 lead. We are not even 2 minutes in. We have goal number 6. And this is the scene after the 7th goal. Now, one thought that is occurring to me as I'm sitting here in this blowout at BG Glass Stadium is, if this is a stadium that's sponsored by BG Glass, why is the whole stadium not made of glass? I mean, we have plastic, we have concrete, we have metal, but you could make the whole thing out of glass and it would be a stroke of marketing genius, I think. So I think we're getting players who don't normally get to, score goals. They're kind of having all their shot now, so even at goal number 8, there's still a very celebratory, joyous mood. And here you can kind of see why there should be more staging. Often it's the team that's losing which will have some serious injuries happen simply because the players are just so outmatched physically that it's a little bit worrying. That was a long distance goal. We're at goal number 9, and now they're all gathering for a photograph. You can tell, yeah, it's probably someone's first goal, so yeah, that's I'd say a positive side to this smashing that I'm witnessing right now. And that's goal number 10. Well, oh well. And that's all she wrote. Obrigado. Oh, that was so nice. Woo-hoo. So we're going to end this out quickly here because it's a drizzling down rain. I don't want to stand in the rain forever, but that was good and bad. I think the bad was that the one team was a little bit too physically challenged, so it could have gotten a bit dangerous for them, but I think that the Thai team did well by kind of exchanging in their reserves so that they could get some shine. And really, this group is really going to come down to the College of Asian Scholars versus April 25th. I think that there's really no question that those are the only two who are going to be competitive, so the next match is really just going to be getting in some more practice for April 25th, and it's all going to be about the final match because I don't think that the team can really stand up to the DPRK at all. I do think that this is all reserves. I don't recognize any of the names on April 25th because I think that the under-20 team is in Poland, and then the senior team is preparing for the Asian Games in September, so I think that they kind of took a strategic move and said, okay, we're only going to send our reserves to this tournament, but it's a good chance to get those players some international experience because, I mean, it's really not common for those players to go abroad. But what I'm going to remember about today is that I saw 2 football matches with double-digit margins of victory. When am I ever going to say that again? Like seeing 2 football matches with a double-digit margin of victory. That's just totally ridiculous. In the same stadium, same day. I don't think I'll ever be able to say that again in my entire life. So, you know what? Once in a lifetime experience. That's what I'm taking it for. Anyway, we'll wrap this up here and we will see you at the next match against Samuser FC from East Timor. 안녕히 계십시오. 여기는 Pathum Thani입니다.